Welcome to my kitchen. I am going to make today some breastfeeding balls or lactation balls or just delicious Bliss balls. They will not make you lactate, but the ingredients in them are said to help increase milk production. So yay for those of us that are breastfeeding, and for those of us that aren't, it's just a really nice healthy snack. I like to make Bliss balls that don't have a lot of dates in them, just because I feel, or any dates in them, because I feel like it's just such a sugar. So this is, I feel like, a more grounded recipe for those of you that are steering clear of too much fructose in your diet. So there's not really any measurements per se to this. We just chuck a bunch of stuff in this food processor and hope for the best. So coconut oil is kind of going to provide a little bit of the wetness to these balls, and it also will make them easier to roll into balls. So I like to put maybe like, I don't know, it really depends how many you want to make, yeah? You can go totally like bulk food making. I sometimes put these in the freezer. I'll make like a big batch, but I base my quantities on kind of what I have. So that's about roughly 3 tablespoons-ish of coconut oil. Pop that aside for later. Then I find my yummy organic peanut butter. And I really like peanut butter. So I'm going to go like maybe 2 big scoops of that. So I like to cook in a way where I'm just testing as I go, because yum, and then you get schmutz all over your face. But I also like to balance the flavors that way, and that way also I can just blend whatever I have in my cupboard. I'm not necessarily relying on specific ingredients. Oats, tip it in. More oats than kind of anything else. So your ratio is like lots of oats. You can always add more if you need. This is LSA mix, linseed, almond, sesame. I like to put quite a bit of that. I think it gives it a nice flavor. It's also got obviously all the goodness of the LSA in it as well. So this has got, these are hemp seeds. So we're going for like all the good omegas, because as mummas, we need it for our brain. Also just in general, really good for health. I'm gonna put some cacao powder in here because chocolate is life. So, I don't know, depends how much chocolate you like. That's about a table, maybe 2 tablespoons. This is not really a tablespoon, it's like a soup spoon, so yeah. But the, the point of showing you the way that I cook is because I like to not be bound by, like I said, exactly what I have in the cupboard. So you can kind of just throw a bunch of stuff in, blend it, and hope for the best. Oh, that was harder than I thought it was going to be. Yummy chia seeds, chucking them in. I don't know, it's probably like a couple of tablespoons. On in, maple syrup, because deliciousness. This will also give it a bit of that liquid goodness. And then if you find that you put it in your blender and your blender's like, no bueno, I ain't going to blend, then you can just put a little bit of water in there as well. We put this in the fridge to set. Oh great, I've got ants on my arm. Extra protein. And then a little pinch of salt, because I find a little bit of salt, obviously in anything, lifts the flavor, but I feel like it brings out the flavor of the cacao a little bit more. So a pinch of salt in there, and then I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll see. Put the lid on. Anyone else find like that's the hardest part of using food processors? And then we blend, it's gonna be loud. And you can see here that now my blender's gotten a little bit stuck. So I'm gonna scrape down the edges. And this is where I'll give it a little bit of a taste to see if the flavors have balanced the way that I like. Yum, that is bomb.com. In this moment, I'm probably gonna add, it's a little bit dry, so I'm gonna add another couple of tablespoons of coconut oil. Oh, now I've dirtied the coconut oil with my spoon. Fail. Couple of tablespoons of coconut oil, just to kind of moisten it up a little bit. Don't be afraid of fat, yeah, fat is good. Particularly good quality organic coconut oil, good vibes. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of water. So this is my Kangen water. I might need a cup for this, because otherwise it's gonna get messy, and just a tiny bit of water. So I don't want this to be like a squelchy mess. So maybe just like 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of water. And then I need to get the coconut oil to go down to the blades. Otherwise, well, it's just gonna spin around and around and around. It's so good. Put this back on, blend. Oh, it's getting so good up in here. And then this consistency is much more in line with making little balls. So you can kind of see here, we can take it out. Ball, yum. And then what I do is I roll them into a ball, place them on a tray, set them in the fridge. Boom. Sometimes you can also get a bit creative, melt some chocolate, drizzle it over the top if you want like an extra decadent treat. But the coconut oil will set a little bit harder in the fridge, and the chia seeds and everything like that will swell and kind of come together. So it'll be more of like a hard, bally situation. And then once it's been in the fridge, you eat it. Or you just eat half the mixture like what I do. Super delicious. Really easy way just to throw together. Well, I regret eating that and talking. To throw together whatever it is that you have in your pantry to create a really healthy snack. I find for myself when I'm breastfeeding, I'm always looking for snacks, just kind of in between getting stuff done around the house or with Bubs. And so having something that's really healthy and nutritious to be able to just pop in my mouth and fill me up is just such a dream. So happy ball making, friends. Let me know how you go.